Former President Donald Trump is once again sounding a lot like a Nazi.
They're poisoning the blood of our country. That's what they've done. They poison mental institutions and prisons all over the world, not just in South America, not just the 3 or 4 countries that we think about, but all over the world. They're coming into our country from Africa, from Asia, all over the world. They're pouring into our country. Nobody's even looking at them. They just come in. The crime is going to be tremendous. The terrorism is going to be.
All right, I don't think I need to explain why that's Nazi stuff. Okay, it's about as clear as you could be. It's a foghorn. Okay, it's a Nazi foghorn. Okay, you might as well be saying blood and soil. It's pretty much what he's saying. Okay, not only that, but it's factually incorrect. So look, he talks about the terrorism, right? There's going to be the terrorism. He might actually be correct, but the terrorism wouldn't be from the immigrants coming over. It would be from his own side, because guess what? The biggest threat of terrorism in the United States is not coming from immigrants. It's coming from white supremacists. It's coming from people who are racist, people who are xenophobic, that hate other people for simply being of a different ethnicity or nationality. That's it. You also have far-right anti-government groups, militias. You got the sovereign citizens movement. They think, none of the laws affect me at all. I shouldn't be subject to any of them. Then why don't you get the hell out of the country? If you don't think the laws of this country should apply to you, then you should go. It's the same argument they make against immigrants who, by the way, do come in and they follow the laws. You have to be inside the country, for example, to even claim asylum. So anyway, those are facts, okay? That's facts and reality. I know Trump's not a fan of either of those things, and apparently a lot of his followers aren't either. Here's the thing, though. A thought occurred to me over the weekend. I actually think that Donald Trump is probably one of the best politicians I've seen in my life. Now, wait a minute. You might think, wait, what are you talking about? What the hell? Well, let me tell you what I believe a politician is. Okay, to me, a politician is a person who can play politics. Okay, get people on his side. I think it's pretty clear that Donald Trump's got a lot of people on his side. All right, and not only that, but is able to get members of his political party to support his positions and to back him publicly. Donald Trump's been able to do all of that. Look, the Republican Party, I've showed you plenty of examples of how internally the Republican Party hates Donald Trump. They despise this guy. But they keep lining up behind him all the time. And so, not only that, they don't openly really rarely openly defy him. And the ones who have, usually it's because they're not going to be running for re-election. And let's be honest, okay? Or they've already been defeated, or they, went out and defied them openly, like Liz Cheney, to her credit, and got defeated as a result. Not only that, but he's duped millions of people into actually believing the things that he says. Oh, no, Donald Trump cares about me. Yeah, Donald Trump, 2024, no more BS, except this guy's the king of BS. He's a politician. Now, that doesn't mean he's a statesman, okay? Donald Trump, we saw it over 4 years. He's incredibly bad at governing. He can't govern. He doesn't know how to govern. But at the same time, does it really matter? I mean, yes and no, because Congress does most of the work anyway. And by Congress, I mean most of the congressional staffers and lobbyists who literally write the legislation, they write the bills and that end up getting passed anyway, or not passed. And so really, when it comes down to it, Donald Trump is basically a figurehead, okay? Yes, he does have presidential powers. He's got executive orders that he can do, which are so simple. Apparently, he could do them. Okay, he doesn't have to have a lobbyist to write those. Although it probably does happen. Let's be honest. But that said, he's more of a figure. He goes out and he does speeches. Hey, who else also did that pretty effectively? Yeah, Adolf Hitler. Look, he did rousing speeches, filled with fury and bluster, and we're going to take everything back, and we're going to go after the people that have poisoned our country. And we all know how that ended up. And he did all that and then went on to make some of the most dumbest tactical and military blunders you could ever imagine in World War II. Hey, let's just attack the Russians, who we have a non-aggression pact with, in the middle of winter, while also fighting a war on the Western Front. That's a great idea.
Stupid.
Again, their hubris tends to destroy them.
You idiot!
Because they're not very smart people to begin with. And the only thing they're good at is duping other people who might be smart, might not be smart, duping people with simplistic rhetoric and stuff like this, using for example, that they're poisoning our country, they're poisoning what it is to be America. I just want America to be America. Well, yeah, well, Hitler wanted Germany to be Germany again, too. So whatever the hell that means. It's just simplistic stuff. But yeah, guys, look, attacking the Russians in the middle of winter is about as dumb as trying to nuke a hurricane. Almost. But it comes from the same place, as I said, hubris. Trump thinks he's better than everyone else. So do white nationalists, so do Nazis, so do racists. They all suffer from that same fatal flaw of hubris, thinking they're better than everyone else when they're really not. And yet, here's Trump using the same kind of rhetoric because it does work to get people on his side. Hitler's Mein Kampf does have several passages in which he uses the words blood and poison to attack Jews, and others he viewed as a threat to the Aryan race's purity. And of course, now the Republicans, a lot of them have embraced a white replacement theory. No, they're busing in immigrants to come replace us, which is ridiculous because it's not true. Hey, if you're being replaced by an immigrant, like for example, an immigrant came and stole my job, right? Well, you either sucked at your job or your company has decided, hey, I'm gonna win by paying people less, and that does happen. There's a lot of corporate greed in here that is like a part of this movement. But instead of blaming the boss for being a cheap ass, you go after the immigrant who ends up working for less or whatever. Again, I can't get any clearer about this though. You have the right wing that channels Nazis, and that's popular with the right wing. And that's popular with Trump because Trump looks at what's popular. Not only that, but of course, it's been shown that he has, a lot of belief in the things that he says. That he does believe that not just black people, or other minorities or whatever are lesser to him, but he actually, I think, does believe that just most people, almost all people, are lesser than him. Because he's a Trump, he's special, he's better than everyone else, and so therefore they're all lesser. It's this core belief that I think that he has, and it's very, very clear. And so I do think it's kind of ironic where you have the people who are like, yeah, I agree with Trump. You don't know that he's also dissing you, that he also thinks you're dumb, that he also thinks that you're not like him. And that he is over everyone, better than everyone. And so there is that bit of irony in there.